Hello guys, this is Rafiq with you. In this video, we're going to talk about the latest Windows 11 25H2 update KB5089573 for the May release. This is the C release, or the feature update for the month of May. This is a pretty big update that also brings in the new low latency profile, or the performance improvements inside the main release of Windows 11. So I think that is great news that Microsoft has added that really fast, in my opinion. In this video, we are talking about the build 26200.8524, or build code KB5089573. So let's begin with the video. First of all, if you want to receive this update, click on Start menu, then click on Settings. Here, click on Windows Update. Here, make sure that you check Get the latest updates as soon as they are available. Here, you can see that latest update 2026-05 preview update KB5089573 installed and need to restart to get it effect. For you, if it's not showing, click on Check for updates to receive the update. Then click on Download and Install to install. Once the installation is completed, click on Restart Now to restart computer. Computer is restarted now. Now let's see the update history. Here you can see that the update 2026-05 preview update KB5089573 is installed successfully. So, let's begin with all the latest news and changes. First of all, Microsoft is announcing that secure boot certificates that are used by most Windows devices are set to expire starting in June 2026, and this might affect the ability of certain personal and business devices to boot securely if not updated in time. To avoid disruption, we recommend reviewing the guidance and taking action to update certificates in advance. So, first of all, in this update, Microsoft is bringing in the new shared audio feature. Basically, for devices that support it, we're going to be able to share audio with another person. And basically, two people will be able to listen to the same audio from a single Windows 11 PC at the same time. Devices that use the Bluetooth LE audio broadcast technology will be able to use this new feature. We also have a few changes related to Magnifier. Basically, Microsoft is announcing that, first of all, Magnifier now provides clearer and more consistent announcements when working with a screen reader. Also, it now supports magnification of permitted protected content. And also, this update improves smoothness when moving Magnifier in lens mode. There are also a few changes related to the Task Manager. Task Manager now offers improved visibility into NPU usage on PCs with an NPU. New optional NPU and NPU engine columns are available on the Processes, Users, and Details pages, along with NPU dedicated memory and NPU shared memory optional columns on the Details page. Neural engines that are part of a GPU now appear on the Performance page, providing a more complete view of AI-related activity. A new optional isolation column on the Processes and Details pages shows which apps are running in an app container. You can add any of the new columns by right-clicking a column header in Task Manager and selecting them from the menu. Also, this update improves the CPU speed display on the Performance page of Task Manager for VMs, so it doesn't show higher than expected numbers after resuming from Hibernate. There are also a few changes related to the camera. Windows 11's multi-app camera feature allows multiple applications to access your camera stream at the same time. Basic Camera Mode in Windows 11 enables simplified camera functionality, useful for troubleshooting or improving stability when your camera is not working correctly. Enterprise Admin can now set multi-app camera mode or basic camera mode through group policy. Basically, you're going to be able to find this under Computer Configuration, Administrative Templates, then Windows Components, Camera, and then here we're going to have the option Configure Camera Options. And with this policy, basically you can play around with all the features that you have on your camera. There are also a few changes related to Windows setup. Microsoft is announcing that you can now choose a custom name for your user folder directly in the Windows setup. That is pretty nice. And if this step is skipped, Windows just uses the default folder name and continues setup as usual. Now, related to Performance Boost, Microsoft is also bringing in the new CPU Boost, the new low latency profile, or the performance improvement. Basically, Microsoft is describing this as a feature that accelerates app launch and core shells experiences, such as the Start menu, Search, and Action Center. Now, related to Windows Hello, Microsoft is announcing that they're also doing some changes and improvements to Windows Hello. For example, this update optimizes the Windows Biometric service to help improve performance when your device resumes from modern standby. This update also reduces unexpected authentication blocks in Windows Hello and enhances sign-in security by resolving missing secure enrollment metadata. And also, this update improves sign-in behavior on the lock screen and sign-in screen. When Windows Hello Face or Fingerprint is set up and available, it is now the default sign-in method every time you sign in, even if you used a different method previously. If you need to use your Windows PIN instead and use it 3 times in a row, Windows will stay with PIN until you switch to another sign-in method. Related to Windows Search, Microsoft is announcing that Windows Search will now find and prioritize files with as few as 2 characters. There are also a few changes to the Storage section, inside System and then Storage. The dialog box for creating a dev drive now supports specifying the size in gigabytes or GB instead of only megabytes or MB. This option is also available when resizing volumes in Settings, System, and Storage. In Settings, System, and Storage, you now see a User Account Control Prompt, or UAC, only when you choose to view temporary files, instead of immediately when opening the page. We also have some improvements for USBs. This update improves reliability for displays attached to USB 4 docks and hubs. These displays now light up more consistently, particularly when coming out of standby. The USB 3 stack is updated to have additional resiliency and recovery measures in place against certain unexpected hardware faults and conditions. Users will experience higher reliability with USB devices. We also have some improvements for sensors. This update improves resiliency against apps that could keep the sensor hub powered on and drain power, impacting battery life. We also have some improvements for the Human Interface Device, the HID. This update improves battery life related to the HID and input stack for failed HID devices. Power hygiene is also improved against applications that might initiate HID transfers during standby. This update improvements to the inputs, reliability of the touch keyboard on the sign-in screen, including when entering or changing a password, reliability of Explorer.exe when closing the input switcher, performance when opening or navigating to clipboard history. This update improvements to the fonts. The Times New Roman font family is updated to improve the rendering of combining diacritical marks across Greek and Cyrillic scripts. This update provides more accurate and visually consistent text by addressing mark positioning issues. These changes improve readability, reduce rendering inconsistencies, and better support for global language users working with Greek and Cyrillic content. This update improvements to the Task Scheduler. Task Scheduler now saves column width adjustments in Task List view across sessions. This update improvements to the desktop icons. The loading of desktop icons should be faster. And also some small things related to the Microsoft Store. For example, this update includes underlying changes that improve download performance and bandwidth usage. And also, this update improves error reporting when downloads fail due to Windows Update group policy settings being enabled. And yet again, Microsoft is announcing that this update improves Windows reliability on the sign-in and lock screens and File Explorer, and when using touch gestures on touchscreen devices, and when changing themes and settings.
And now, if we're facing any issue for the installing this update, you can manually install it from Microsoft Update Catalog page. For that, open your web browser and go to Microsoft Update Catalog page and search for KB5089573 here, and you're going to find these updates that Microsoft has released. Of course, make sure you get the versions for you, which is the 64 version with build 26200 for 25H2 and 26100 for 24H2. You also have the ARM64 versions if you want to install them, if you have, of course, a supported ARM64 PC. So, this all about latest emergency update for Windows 11 25H2. This is basically everything. This is the biggest Windows 11 25H2 May 2026 update, the feature update, which brings in quite a few new interesting things. And you can safely install this update because the known issue simply affects the install process. If you manage to successfully install it, you shouldn't have any issues with this update. That's all, guys. If this video helpful, hit like and share and subscribe for more.